Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S. Hope everyone's well wherever you are, and I hope you enjoy this video. Another one of my football videos. So I hope you enjoy it, and as ever, I'd love to hear what you think about each and what you think about football generally. Anywho, yeah, I'll try not to waffle. I haven't really planned it as well as I'd like. I thought as today is the 29th of September, and it said October then, but of September, which is exactly a month since my birthday. Unfortunately, my 40th birthday. I'm getting old. But I was hoping on my birthday, or at least the day after or something, that this would happen. So, but hopefully by my next birthday, when I'll be 41, unfortunately in 2023, hopefully, if not before then, hopefully a lot of these dreams or ideas or ideals would happen. And again, once again, I would love to hear what you think. So here goes. So number one, I would love for the Indian company Tata to buy shares in or co-own, or be part of the co-owners of Torino, as it's part of my alliteration, which I forgot to say in the intro. I say Torino Thursdays as it's part of my alliteration. But yeah, so I hope for companies that begin with T, such as Tata, will invest into Torino, a mutual benefit. I hope that will benefit Tata with helping their PR, helping people from Italy, especially Torino fans, but maybe people from Italy generally, to be thankful that they invest in Italian football, perhaps if and when they do. And not sure if Juventus fans, the rivals, would do so, but as a fan of Italian football generally, as a mad fan of Italian football, I would love for, as I say, as much investment as possible into all Italian teams, including Juventus, which are the rivals of Torino. But yeah, I hope that Tata, as I say, invest in them. And I often hear when you go for investment, although I'm not an expert in business, unfortunately, but I hear that whether it's for charity or whether it's for a business, for profit or not for profit or whatever, you generally have to say what's in it for the the personal people investing, or the organization or whatever. So hopefully it will increase Tata's PR, and they will be benefiting from, they'll be the beneficiaries of this if they invest, because hopefully it will help their PR, and they could look at how the City Group has invested in football teams and perhaps learn from their model and see what they did badly or what they did well, what they could learn from such, and how they can benefit from learning from City Group and others that invest in football, like PIF recently, and use it to increase their brand, which I hope Tata, as someone who wants to see India do well as an economy as well. I have this strange, quirky thing where I support Italy in football, but in terms of economics, I support like what I call F.C.s. And a big country I would support is India, and other colonized countries, former colonies. But anyway, so I hope it'll be a mutual benefit. And what Tata could also do is have like football academies, both in Italy, especially in Turin and across Italy, and help to develop the youth, which I hope will benefit the Italian national team as well. And also, I'll drink to that by the way. And also at the same time have football academies in India, which will hopefully strengthen relations between India and Italy through football, soccer, or whatever you want to call it. Number two, I would also love for companies maybe like even YouTube or Google, which owns YouTube, and Twitter and Tesla and companies like that to co-own Torino and have shares in Torino. And again, maybe they could have academies in America or across the Americas, including for indigenous people from the Americas, as well as just people generally, African Americans, Hispanics, Latinos, European Americans, white Americans, or whatever, but just generally having academies, maybe even for those with Italian descent who want to get in touch with their roots or whatever, but also having academies, again, just like with Tata, they would have academies in Italy as well, which I hope, again, will benefit the national team and develop younger players. And I also hope they'll have like supporters clubs in India and America, respectively. Number three, actually, I said this in the wrong order because this was supposed to be the second one because of my patterns and all that. But I also dream like the Tony element. I also dream that Tony Elumelu himself, and maybe through his foundation and through his holdings and his companies, or even his own personal money, if he was prepared to do that, would invest. And again, I hope it'll be a mutual benefit for all of those organizations and companies. And again, he can have academies in Nigeria and across Africa. I think he's from Nigeria or Ghana. I'm not sure. I think it's Nigeria, but I'm not 100% sure. But he could have academies in his home country, even his home city, perhaps, and across Africa, maybe, but especially in his home country, and again, his home city and hometown, things like that, and also across Africa, across Italy, which will hopefully have build a connection between Italians and Africans and improve their relationship through football, just like with India and the US and elsewhere. Number four, also as many companies that begin with T as possible, or as many companies who are interested. I know I'm probably being a bit naive, and it's probably a bit of a pipe dream to expect all the companies that begin with T. But yeah, I'd love to see as many companies as possible, maybe even like Toyota and others. Again, in their case, they could do the same with Japan and Italy, where they have like improved relations with football. And maybe in the future, more Japanese players could play for Torino, just like they do with Celtic. Number five, again, I also hope to connect with Torino fans to hear what they would like to see and what other people think about Torino, what people from the footballing world think about Torino, what their goals would be, how the club can connect with the fans and help them to achieve their goals. And hopefully they'll win as many trophies as possible. Number six, again, I'd love to see as many investors, sponsors, partners, co-owners, and just general investment and investors into Torino. And basically to see them win as many trophies as possible and do as well as possible. Number seven, I hope they'll have a partnership with Celtic, again, along with all Italian teams, as I say. I would love for them to have a partnership with Celtic, as I wish for Italian teams and Celtic to generally have a partnership with each other. Number eight, I hope to hear about the passion of Torino fans and facts about Torino and what the fans can talk about, what the club means to them and how why they love the club, what it means to them, and some of the historical facts about the club or current facts about the club, how the name came about or what the name means, what the logo means, as it has logos, just as a logo rather, just like most football clubs do. And what it means to the local community, and maybe local businesses could also invest in Torino, those who are in the Torino part of the city of Turin. Or just general fans maybe could donate to the club, which I hope for all Italian teams as well as Celtic, like fans to donate maybe even 10% of their wages or maybe even more if they're comfortable doing so, or whatever they're comfortable donating. But I hope to spread that idea as much as possible. Number nine, I would love to see choreography and art from Torino fans, and again, Torino fans to talk about what the club means to them, and again, the club to connect with fans and to hear Torino fans in the comment section, hopefully talking about what they would like to see for the club. And number 10, I hope they also invest in the youth, because if new owners come in and buy the club, as much as I hope they have academies in their own countries, as I said, like in India, possibly Japan, America, and places like that, if they do invest, even if Chinese companies and others invest, hopefully they will have academies in their home country, which will hopefully help their home country to develop players like in China, India, America, Japan, and elsewhere. And maybe develop some of the, maybe even some of the people from those countries could play for Torino in the future. But I hope they all will also invest in and produce great young Italian players, and have at least 3 young Italian players in all possible games, preferably 3 under 21 players, most of them Italian, or at least half of them being Italian. I think which would be great for the national team. So I hope they will contribute to the national team. I also hope they'll do a lot of charity for helping young people around the world as well, especially in developing countries, as well as disadvantaged people in Turin and across Italy, and help and look at how they can help the less advantaged fans, perhaps, and things like that, Free Football's Way or things like that. And as I say, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will leave some comments, preferably constructive criticism and positive feedback. And I am out. Peace and love.